surprised they aren't listening to me. All right, see, that worked. All right, yeah. So no break. We're jumping right into finals.
Do we need a break? I'm good.
No,
we've been playing Splatoon for 6 hours at this point. These EU guys, they need to go to bed. They got to get up early and go to church.
Yeah,
virtual church, I guess. So yeah, we're moving on to grand finals here. This is a best of 7. And the first map is going to be Rainmaker at Snapper Canal. And luckily, we've already seen both of these teams, so we have a pretty good idea of what to expect from both of them here. White Wolves had a pretty good Nautilus player, isn't afraid to use foil. We saw the other team here, Stargaze, use foil very effectively in the last match as well. So we're gonna see some pretty good comps coming out from both of these teams.
Yeah, what really stands out for me is these two teams are pretty aggressive in their comps. White Wolves very aggressive. I'll be interested to see how, which team kind of comes out on top here.
Now,
yeah, you can go.
I was going to say the nerves. You would think the nerves would be starting to sink in for both of these teams, but both of them, even though White Wolves had a very tight match in the top 8, they came out in top 4 and beat Persistence 3-0, probably very quickly because they were already beat them before the stream game we saw played. So both these teams are coming in off of 3-0 wins with a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence. So we don't really know how much nerves we'll see out of both of these teams as much as it is just confidence.
Yeah, and this is a best of 7, so this is going to be a total endurance test. Ignoring the fact that these teams have been playing for 6 hours straight, it's a best of 7. They're going to have to play at their best for a while. So.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Both of these teams are playing their best at the right time, coming out and getting those simple or those dominant wins in the top 4. So exciting to see how this will go. And I already ate my sandwich, so I didn't need a break anyways.
Oh, good.
I'm sure you were worried about that.
I was very worried. All right, waiting on 2 more players to, actually 3, I take that back, finish their comps, and then we'll jump right in.
Both teams have readied up. So here we go. April Low Ink 2020. Whatever, the second Low Ink after Animal Crossing came out, because that's significant somehow.
It is.
We are now in Game 1 of Grand Finals. Revitalize. Not Revitalize. Stargaze and White Wolves.
Alrighty, both teams going for a pretty traditional comp. We are seeing that on the squeezer on the side of Stargaze. We saw that last set, and White Wolves going for something a little more traditional. They're not running on Knot. They've been doing that all tournament, so it's interesting to see them not do that.
Not use the Knot. The Stargaze coming out with a Neo Splash as well. That suction bomb rush is going to be really key if they get in a situation where they need to pop the Rainmaker shield very quickly. As you see, he's already got it ready there as Stargaze looks to get a first push going.
Not a huge substantial push. Lots of players getting lots of picks on both sides of the team here. We saw this in I believe it was top 8, where we saw this with White Wolves kind of fighting, just getting a lot of picks, but not a lot of pushes.
Yes, White Wolves played Rainmaker very passively last time we saw them on stream, and they're going up against a team that played it very aggressively. So we're going to see how this works out here, as Stargaze has the early lead of 51, but that's not really a lead you would think that you can win with on this map and mode. Is you just go down middle, and oh wow, this K-Pro's really pushed up here.
No one has the Rainmaker yet. Yeah, I don't know if that's the best place to be, considering they just grabbed it now.
I'm completely lost. We're okay. We're on
We're
White
there.
Wolves' side of the map. Oh wait, no, we weren't. That junior was really pushed up.
Regardless, White Wolves getting the pop. Looks like they could have went through there, but a bomber stopped them, so they're gonna have to take a lean on left here.
They might get lead, and they
Funny
do.
bubbles.
They're able to slip past the bobbles long enough to get to 39, which is a pretty decent score to have on this map. However, there's still 3 minutes left to go as Stargaze looks to get a counter push going. Most of those players just respawned to the side of White Wolves as well. This is a pro and squeezer trade.
Yeah, Stargaze doing a good job sticking together. They're kind of getting their composure, staying with the Rainmaker, and pushing up.
The Chargers in decent position to try to hold back this push over here. Again, both teams opting to kind of take the longer ways, the more defensive pushes, as two players go down to the side of Stargaze. So this might be the end of the push, and the White Wolves also has the Stingray ready, just watching that Rainmaker to see if anybody goes and tries to grab it.
Seen some bubbles come out, but they aren't really utilized super wisely. Getting the Ray out on the side of White Wolves might survive it if there wasn't someone on the left there.
And the K-Pro's the last person alive, and it looks like they sniffed him out. A rogue splat bomb able to get the kill, so that is a bit of a delayed wipe here. And White Wolves, with already have the lead, looking to get even more by going down mid, the quickest way to get points.
But it is pretty tough to get there. This is a 3v2.
Oh, they almost got some more points out of that. But their last player alive is in the enemy snipe. Looks like he's able to escape for a little bit and drag the K-Pro down with him.
Still with 1 minute left on the clock, this is anyone's game. No substantial leads going on here.
Absolutely. It doesn't take much to get past 39. This is Stargaze that is down here. However, if you just look at what is going on at the top here with the KAs, White Wolves getting the key picks out of their frontliners that they need, and there's another big one right there picking off the Charger. But a lot of specials ready for the side of Stargaze.
Worth mentioning, White Wolves is pretty close to their Ray being ready, so I think right now they want to play it safe and just, or perhaps actually use it aggressively. They are in the lead, my bad.
2 more players go down.
White Wolves has a good opportunity to get a more substantial lead here.
This is a
Especially with
great
the jet.
Yes, this is a great inkjet, and he gets a double with it. That's going to hold them out. I can't tell where the Rainmaker currently is, but wherever it is, oh, okay, it's back in mid. As Yeats gets caught in the ink there.
Unfortunate. It looks like they're just now grabbing it. This is their time to push. They have to do it now. Unfortunately,
yes, but with 3 players and a Stingray steaming down on them, it looks like game 1's going to go to White Wolves in this best of 7.
Yeah, really promising match for the rest of the set, considering that was pretty back and forth near the middle. Both sides playing a little safe, but that could just be Rainmaker. So we can see if their playstyle changes on the next game on Clan Blitz Inkling.
This is really nice. If you looked at the KA of what White Wolves had there, that's exactly what you want to see out of the comp. Your frontliners getting their picks, the other 2 guys doing a good job of getting a lot of specials off and getting the picks that they need to get as well. But still, a very nice overall team performance from White Wolves. But Stargaze, as we just saw last time we saw them on stream, they're going to be just fine for the rest of this set as long. They got the skills to kind of match this team as well.
Yeah, both these teams seem to be very evenly matched based on what we saw in the first game. So very excited to see. Maybe we'll see a game 7. A little too early for me to say that, but I think it's always exciting to see something like that happen.
So we're moving on to Clan Blitz at Art Academy. We have seen White Wolves be very, very good at Clan Blitz. They've used the Nautilus and Charger on the last two maps we saw, but this one isn't nearly as the Stingray work out as wonderful here as it has been on Port Mackerel and Camp Triggerfish. So, but I think we'll definitely see that very impressive Knot player come back out on the side of White Wolves.
Alrighty. Seeing a remix and very interesting comp.
The gold Glugas.
Stargaze, yeah. Total shift. Seeing a remix of Vanilla 96 and Glugas. I think turf might be an issue for them, considering White Wolves running with the Junior, Nautilus, and a Vanilla Shot.
Yes, the last time we've seen White Wolves do Clan Blitz, they've opted to have a backliner. So this time, they're not going to have a backliner at all. They have more of a traditional comp with a splatter. That's a vanilla splatter shot too, unless I'm... No, it is with splashdown. So interesting comp for both teams coming out here.
And Yellow Glugas do have Baller. It's a pretty obscure weapon, so not super common knowledge. So I think we're going to see some Baller pushes, and perhaps that the Vanilla Shot will be used for splashdown jumps, because I think those are pretty strong here if you can pull it off correctly.
We've seen JB play this foil squeezer very well in earlier sets, but gets picked off there by the Nautilus, who's able to sleep in a few more points. This push might not be over as well for White Wolves, as they still have some clams to go with, but it looks like they did get pushed out eventually.
Regardless, 65 points is a pretty good start in the first half of the game. And they're doing a pretty good job managing a comp that doesn't have as much turf power.
Two more players going down for the side of Stargaze. As Flank came in, it looks like if you should follow the ink trail there all the way up to the back there. So an opponent was able to just kind of slip past everybody. And it did look like Stargaze wasn't able to see it or just didn't call it out.
Now that's getting one pick on that 96. That's going to get rid of their armor. 2 down, getting rid of the clam holder. And not going in, maybe getting a quad.
Just got a triple there.
Good triple regardless. That might be a delayed quad. I don't know if that still counts, considering he's about to get rid of the 96 again, but...
Well, while he's here taking all these 1v1s and winning, his teammates, it looked like they were gathering up clams and trying to make a push. They were having issues getting enough clams, even though White Wolves had total control of the situation. And now we're going to see Stargaze with a counter. Their baller just gets shoved out.
Very good response, despite not having missed. Missed is kind of the hot topic right now. But I don't think you need it. You just throw bombs at it and you can't get up there.
The Glugas player does go down, and now it looks like the White Wolves are setting up for another push as well, or at least trying to keep Stargaze backed up as far as they can. A nice pick there by Yeet.
2 down on the side of White Wolves. 1 just respawned, and maybe Stargaze could get some map control back. We're kind of facing a stalemate here. Both teams have lots of clams,
yes,
and neither
28.
one really wants to push.
They don't really have the specials to do it either. You see Stargaze popped armor a little bit ago, but now they just had 2 players go down. Oh, a third. Oh, that's unfortunate. It looks like he was... I don't know what he was trying to do there, to be honest with you.
That's a wipe and 3 specials on the side of White Wolves. I think this is going to be a pretty strong push, which gets the game. Really good ending, though.
White Wolves playing, after playing 6.5 hours almost of Splatoon, they are now playing it on all, they're firing on all cylinders. They don't look like they have any kind of fatigue. They don't look like they have any kind of nerves or anything. They're playing perfectly right now.
They're just playing the game. There's nothing to it. They're at their peak right now.
But also a very interesting comp. We wonder if Stargaze is going to go back to what they were using before. We see them bust out the gold Gloogies. But we'll see what kind of adjustments they choose to make. They showed they have the ability to make an adjustment. You see a lot of teams that just, well, these are the 4 weapons that we main, so these are the 4 weapons we're going to do. But no, we've seen Stargaze have the ability to adjust what they want to do. So I'm curious to see if they're going to make an adjustment specifically to counter what they think White Wolves is going to bring out.
That is an interesting point, because next up we do have Mako Mart on Splat Zones. And you did mention, which team was it? White Wolves that runs backline on clams?
Except for that last one.
Yeah. But as a backliner, this is kind of like the one map where I don't run backliner. So I think we will see a lot of shifts in the strategy and comp here.
Well, White Wolves, as you said, have the ability to not do that. But yeah, I guess you could say Remix is kind of awkward here. Ballpoint was a good option last week.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, we haven't seen a single Ballpoint in this entire top cut. Not that we need to look to low ink to find out what the current meta is, but still, the nerf to it has been enough to scare off people from even touching it on several maps that were where it was almost required to use a ballpoint in the past.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to find out which strategy each team's going to do as we start Zones Mako.
And once again, this is a best of 7. White Wolves is up 2-0. They need 2 more before they can finally start celebrating or possibly go to bed, depending on what part of the world they live in. So a Fire Fang coming out and a remix for both teams.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're playing so well. They just want to go to bed. But seeing an early cap on the side of Stargaze, White Wolves kind of getting pushed out on their right side of the map, but they're already back on zone, getting that cap early on. Really just back and forth, not even in the first 30 seconds.
We do see a Kensa 52 coming out for the side of White Wolves. Actually a double Booyah Bomb comp along with Suck Rush. So it looks like they got a lot of specials that they can use to both hold the zone and keep the other team out of it. Whereas on the side, well, there's a double Booyah Bomb on the side of Stargaze as well, who manages to get 2 crucial picks here, which will allow them to take control of the zone.
Yeah, Stargaze so far is faring a lot better in zones. That seems to be a lot stronger for them, so hopefully they can keep the zone up.
K-Pro trying to hold on to the zone. Not the best painting weapon and decides to jump out, which is smart because the remix has Booyah Bomb ready. Let your teammates revive.
Double Booyah is ready, so they could easily just cap the zone right now. I think with a couple picks that will ensure good map control. Looks like they're going to pop those Booyahs.
White Wolves trying to get the picks before those specials come out. A counter Booyah coming in.
That's going to keep the zone on the side of White Wolves. Really good defense, regardless of the double Booyah. They're keeping it up.
Yeet going for a flank here. He manages to get the charger, looking to get one more player in the zone. Well, and his Booyah gets canceled. His armor didn't activate quick enough. But they are able to take control of the zone anyways.
That's a really good time to take zone. About halfway on the timer, 30 points left. I think they could easily get a lead off this push here.
You know, we've seen JB in the last set pop off and really take control of things. If they're going to turn this thing around and start winning some matches, we're going to need to see one of these players just kind of go insane, I think. Especially since the fact that White Wolves is playing better as a team at this current point and has control of the lead and is looking to form another lockout.
Yeah, right now White Wolves has total control of the
great use of that wall.
That's a good call. I've been seeing a lot of smart walls here on the 90s, the 52 Gecko. Definitely a good weapon just to deny an area. You can just throw one and then they can't pass you. So
yeah, Tixie getting several kills here. I think I counted about 4 or 5 there as players were just falling down into the plat. And that game 3 is going to go to White Wolves here. So White Wolves,
more game.
1 win away. from letting Europe go to bed and letting the rest of us stuck in quarantine get our Saturday night started.
Alrighty, so next up, and possibly the last game, will be Tower Control Black Belly. If not, we could possibly see Zones Camp, Tower Control Kelp. If Stargaze wants to see those maps, they're gonna have to win this one.
If you're White Wolves, the last thing you want to see is a Game 7 at Kelp Dome Tower Control. So if they needed any extra motivation to win these next couple of games, you got to do it now. But for Stargaze, if you're in this kind of situation and you've been, I wouldn't say you've been bodied for 3 games in a row, but you've been, for at least these past 2 games, you've been kind of taken care of. I think that if they just kind of slow down, look at this one game at a time. But again, that's kind of hard to do. You're at hour 6.5. You're probably gotten a lot of adrenaline. You probably got a lot of stress at this point as well. We'll see if they can slow down in a mode that is a little bit slower like Tower Control. If they can get one win, they might be able to snowball something here. But if you're White Wolves, yeah, you don't want this to drag out any further. You want to win this one now.
Absolutely. And this is the first Tower Control match we saw in finals. You know, maybe Stargaze could secretly be really good at Tower Control, and then they can get a point. But otherwise, I still think the games have been pretty close, so I don't think it's out of the question that Stargaze could win this this game and at least get one more game in.
The last 3 matches we saw in last round with Stargaze that they all won, none of them were Tower Control. So this is their first time doing Tower Control since at least the top 8. And they're coming out with a Luna Blaster. That's a smart pick for this map.
But an Aerospray.
An arrow?
Well, I don't want to automatically hate on Aerospray, but like, I mean, if you need the paint, you got the paint. I mean, Luna Blaster does need paint, so I guess that's maybe the mindset here.
If you need the Booyah Bomb, you got the Booyah Bomb. Interesting that
too.
Yeet is the one who's been using it. I believe we've seen Yeet use the K Pro. So, and 20 seconds in, here comes your first Booyah Bomb.
That was a quick Booyah. That's a good call. Maybe I was wrong about the Aerospray. At least in this case.
And also, this is if you lose this, you're done. So they don't have anything else to kind of leave in the cupboard. You know, they don't want to go out without trying everything they can, especially when they've lost 3 in a row to these guys. Why not?
2 Booyah Bombs in the first minute. I think it could be...
Yes.
If this game plan sticks around, if they keep it up, this could work. And so far it is.
The spectator cam loved him enough, so that works out. And it was going right back to him. And he also does have the burst bombs to go with. And they do get past that first checkpoint. Or the second checkpoint, I'm sorry. They're already moving on to the third and final checkpoint as they sniff out this flank that's coming from behind here, this soda slosher.
Yeah, really good communication on that part. If they found that flank pretty quickly, see if they can get that flank down, kind of causing a distraction, makes them lose the tower.
You see him jump on the tower to the stall. He's waiting for his teammates to come back. They don't want to let off this push here. They want to keep going. They want to KO this team and kind of establish a dominant win, so to give them sort of momentum heading into Game 4 if that happens.
Yeah, 3 near the tower. Regardless, their past 2 checkpoints, they're still pushing. They're looking pretty good right now. Armor coming out on the side of White Wolves. I don't know if that'll be enough to stop them. That sniper might just freeze them, though.
They're about halfway through. They got through the checkpoint.
Another flank. This time's kind of in a good spot.
That soda's the last one. Hopping on tower, the Luna Blaster, able to get the pick.
Really good kill.
And they're all white. If you are Stargaze, that is exactly what you needed. Not just to win, but to come out and flat out dominate. Now, can they come back and do it in Game 5? We'll see.
Fast Booyah.
And that
is not something I thought I'd see.
Look at you poo-pooing on the Yeet. using the arrow spray. Not that I
It's still
know,
arrow.
not if I know the arrow spray was the reason or not. But I love it. In the Luna Blaster too, I love the fact that they were saying, you know what? We've been losing 3 straight games. Let's try something that we've maybe scrimmed at one point and we know that works. And I bet you, like, whoever their captain and on their team was probably like, whoa, guys, what are we doing? But it's just like, just trust us. It's going to work. And it did very impressively. So now we're moving back to Clam Blitz at Shipyard. Now, I guess anything's on the table at this point as far as comps goes from Stargaze.
Well, we have proven Stargaze is good at tower control. Can they maybe transition that into Clam Blitz?
Now, if you're
especially Sturgeon, this is probably one of the hardest Clam Blitz maps, I would say.
It's very difficult. And I think White Wolves is going to go back to the Charger Nautilus comp that they used before. I think you want to have somebody kind of camping out on the snipe area with a Charger, and it's really nice to have that range when you're pushing and you get your backliner on their snipe area. It's very hard to get somebody off of there. And you see, so you guys at home can't see this. The White Wolves have already readied up. Nobody for Stargaze has readied up at all. They're trying to come up with some sort of mad scientist comp that they think is going to work here, and I love it.
I believe we talked about this last set where some of these like newer teams kind of just play what they do, like play what they want, and then it could prove challenging to fight against such an odd comp, and I think we might be facing that same situation here. Yeah, Stargaze really thinking about that comp with 15 seconds left in the
15
lobby.
15 seconds to go. Only one person is checked up. They're probably looking through some of their, racking their head. What did we do in that scrim about 2 months ago against that one team where we were just kind of experimenting a little bit? Did that work? Let's see it.
Hopefully they finished it in time, because I believe the timer ran out.
Regardless, whatever weapon they got, they're stuck with.
Yeah.
So here we go. Once again, White Wolves win this, and it's over. And we see pretty much the same comp from last time both of these teams played. The only difference is the Forge is out, and I think they had a Squeezer last time at Art Academy. But we do see the Gold Glookies return, so not the most craziest thing we've seen from both of these teams, so we'll see how it works out here.
Yeah, very slow gameplay, at least on our end. Only one down on the side of White Wolves in the pink. Not a lot of clams in play either. Very slow start to this game. 30 seconds in, and we're not seeing much, as opposed to last game where 30 seconds we're already halfway through it.
The key to this one will be, can Stargaze keep their sniper alive and in position to support them? Because there is still no backliner on the side of White Wolves, so they have the more aggressive comp. But if they keep their Charger safe, he could do a lot of damage.
White Wolves taken back mid.
Ooh.
It's bombed.
Armor not activating just quickly enough for that junior player.
Mentioned keep that sniper safe. That sniper's starting to get a little bit. Oh, they're doing it now. They're responding to it.
That Stingray is going to force Tixie there to jump out. Not a lot of clams on either team's side here. There is a power clam on the side of Stargaze. And they are, but the White Wolves having to use specials here just to keep control of mid.
They're very back and forth. No points on the board. I take that back. But regardless, very back and forth. Stargaze just now getting the push about halfway through the match.
Can Stargaze get under 50? It looks like they're not going to try to, but still,
62
once again,
is a good number to be at.
Coming out with in the first 2 minutes and getting a decent push with a team that needs this kind of momentum to keep this set alive. This is exactly what you want if you're Stargaze. Well, White Wolves coming out. Once again, we didn't really talk about this much last time, but the vanilla splatter shot. And here comes a jumping splashdown that looks like it does get a pick or two.
Getting one, getting two. That's going to slow him down, though.
You got a triple. It's a 1v1. K-Pro versus Charger for the lead.
Gonna keep the basket up, getting the lead. And he's out. No, he's not. He's going that way.
And now he's got his teammates coming out. Actually, this push is still going.
Yeah, White Wolves flip the switch. They're going all in, all aggressive. They want to win. They want to sleep.
With 2 players down for White Wolves, though, they do lose some players in the middle of that push. So it will allow, if Stargaze chooses to, as you see him waiting for his teammates to get in position, maybe jump in with that power clam. But it won't take much once they pop the goal to get lead back here.
Yeah, White Wolves already kind of looking, experimenting, getting their spawn, seeing where a player's positioned at. But they do bait out the Ray. I think they're going to wait out that Ray and then just go in.
They do lose their splatter shot, though, in the process there. And they don't have a power clam formed, and they're not, as they lose 3 players right there. The K-Pro's last one to arrive, but he can't defend both sides at the same time. He chooses to go left, and now, and throws the Booyah Bomb to the opposite direction. Very smart play by the K-Pro, but the lead is still going to go with a power clam jumping in.
Wow.
Stargaze.
Didn't even notice the power clam, so that surprised me.
The
Very
last player,
good use of specials.
The Forge able to jump out, but again, they sacrificed a lot of lives to get that lead. Well worth it for this stage with 1 minute left to go, but White Wolves is able to take control of mid here and probably dive bomb onto this junior player here and maybe get a second pick. Yeah. 2 players immediately go down.
White Wolf seems to play more and more aggressive as they get closer to
And the Charger going down as well. A Booyah Bomb. Only 2 players left alive. They will get lead here, possibly KO. This K-Pro is the last player alive. They do get him. And with 30 seconds left to go, they got a lot of ground to make up. But they have, since they did get a wipe there, they're going to get control of the map. And they need to soak up all these clams that they can find.
Yeah, I wonder what's going through their mind. Like, it's so close.
They do have the armor ready. They do have bubbles. This push is going to be key depending on which team is the first player to die, as we now officially in overtime. Bubbles
Bubbles go down, 2 down though. They break it. If they can be on top, there is a power claim. I don't know. That's not going to be enough.
That's not going to be enough. And that is it.
That's going to do it.
And there you have it. White Wolves avoid the fate of being forced to play tower control on Kelt Dome, and they win the April Low Ink over Stargaze.
Alright, so good job on both teams. That was still a really close set. Regardless, if you ignore the score and look at the individual games. Yeah, game 2. Down to the overtime, even though it wasn't like the flashiest ending, it was still down to overtime, and that's always a good way to end it. All right.
Yeah, so
do you have anything else to add about that set?
Nope. Other than congratulations to White Wolves and obviously to Stargaze, who I would expect will come into the next Low Ink with a lot of experience and hungry to try to get that win next time.
Yeah. All right, so thank you for tuning in. Before we go, we do have a message from Hoenn, who is a host of the tournament. Hoenn, go ahead and say your things.
Hey guys, so first of all, thank you very much to everyone who played in Low Ink today. We had a record 77 teams, which is outstanding. It's got to be at least 20 more than our previous record. I think that was 53, so yeah, we beat it by 25. That's huge. So thank you very much for that. In addition, shout out to all the staff. I know it was very exhausting probably for the players, but I know personally that the staff went through a lot today. It was a tricky day with all the huge amount of teams, especially a lot of new ones who this was their first tournament. So big shout out to them for pushing through and helping everyone to the best of their abilities. and getting everything done as quickly as possible. And of course, a big congratulations to White Wolves, who won Low Ink April 2020. We'll be in contact with you about your prize soon. And just so you guys are aware, we will be looking into the time complaints. We got a lot of those with how long it's taken. New format for us is the 64 plus team format is a bit new for us, so we will be looking into ways to improve that so it's better for EU teams, and hopefully we don't have to push as long to play next time. But yeah, overall, I think the tournament went very well. We're definitely open for any feedback or suggestions you have, and we really hope to see you guys next month in May. We'll be announcing May's tournament on May's 1st, as always, 1st of the month, and we hope to see you guys then.
Alright, so that will do it for the stream, and I think we're gonna sign off.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. 'Cause now it's time to go. Alright.
Thank you so much for that. That was beautiful.
Oh my god, I did not expect that.
Look, bro.
Amazing
I assume we're
performance.
not
More,
live.
please.
Bro.
Good job, guys. Good job.
No, we did horrible. We got complaints
What are
about
you talking
X-ray.
about? I was
We get complaints all the time.
raving.
Hey,
X-ray
Staff team was saying Top Gun did such an
You're
excellent
still on
job.
stream,
Like,
by the way.
how much? Are we still on stream?
Guys,
Guys, you're
still on
still
stream.
live. You're still live.
Oh, we're live.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends.
Say hi to the stream,
goodbye.
everyone. Come on.
And
Oh my
please just shut down the stream.
Oh my gosh! You all started talking, and I assumed we were
I didn't
done.
get any. What do you mean we got complaints? I didn't get any complaints. Don't lump me in.
X-ray players, dude.
Oh my gosh!
I turned you down. You're muted.